So I want to take a video before the sun sets. The motor's in, it's looking good. What's going on YouTube? You read the description correctly. This is the world's first 2JZ swap Tesla, and we're going to be debuting it at SEMA. Now the whole purpose of this build is to show that regular people can do extraordinary things in their garage. So I partnered up with Copart to build this amazing thing. Now it's hard to believe, but I only started this about a month and a half ago. And if you look behind me, as you can tell, we still got a long ways to go. The purpose of this build is to actually build something amazing in a regular garage with a regular car, which is a Tesla Model 3, with regular tools, which are basically my fancy tools from Harbor Freight, and doing all this in 60 days to prove that if you have the drive and the motivation, you can do anything you can put your mind to. And that's what Copart's helping me with building this thing. So today is gonna be more of a recap video. I'm gonna show you exactly what I've done so far, and then also what we have planned going on, and more importantly, showing you the first time we drop the 2JZ into the vehicle. So since our last video, this is the current state of the Tesla. We got our body kit on completely. We've basically panel bonded all the panels together. We got the side skirts completely bolted on. I got the doors on, functioning. I got the rear quarter panels. Now remember, there was no quarter panels for this car. We had to make them. This is the obviously the second door or the back door. And more importantly, I couldn't weld these because the door is aluminum and the actual quarter panel is steel. So we actually had to use panel bond. So if you get up close and you see, we actually glued the two panels together. And if you rock it, you literally shake the car. That's how solid it is. And it's kind of funny when we tell people that your car is actually glued together, not really bolted. There's a few spot welds, as you can see right here, but you can see the glue literally coming out right here. And this is how they hold your car together. But so far it's looking great. The next thing we're going to be doing is actually working on the suspension, which I'll take you over here. And so I have to give a huge shout out to Max Speeding Rods. They gave me an amazing setup of not only control arms, actual adjustable so I can do the cambering and everything else. They gave me the rods for the 2JZ because we're using the Lexus motor out of the IS300 and it doesn't really have good rods. If you start putting boost to it, you're going to blow it up. We got our intercooler, our fancy steering wheel. This is going to be our probably just for SEMA. I don't think we're gonna actually use it for racing, but looks very cool. So, you know, we got all this stuff. We're just waiting for the coilovers to come in, and then we're gonna go ahead and start lowering the car. We're gonna lower it about 4.5 inches. Now, this is the way it sits without the battery. And just to kind of give you guys a heads up, you could see that wheel gap is absolutely ridiculous, you know, because without all that weight, this thing's going to be very light because once we put the 2JZ, the fuel cell, and everything else in it, it's going to drop down a little bit, but we still have to lower it quite a bit to make it rideable. Now, if we go over here to the back, I've already started installing the wings. So we drilled the holes out. I'm probably going to leave that one for the actual debut. We got the back out. Now, what I'm going to be doing is cutting this back section out so we can install our rear mounted radiator. So this will be out probably by the next video. I'm going to have a radiator installed there and do some other fun stuff. Right now, the bumper, pretty much we just put the seam sealer and everything else on there. I'm going to sand this primer, and then we're going to take it to Purple Flare Wraps, my buddy here in Vegas. Shout out, Miguel. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing along with the rest of the car, which I'm super excited about. I got some really cool wheels coming up here soon. I don't want to give it away, but they're really, really awesome. But as you can see, everything has gone together pretty nicely. Oh, and you're going to love this. Since it's a Tesla, we got to show off with our little lightning bolts, which is absolutely hilarious. Now, there's going to be all kinds of little Easter eggs like this all over the car to make people laugh when we go to SEMA. So one of the things I made a big joke about is this is the only Tesla with testicles. So this thing will have enough horsepower, probably around 650 to 700, to drift through these corners pretty quickly. I'll show you some of the other parts we got, but this thing is going to be awesome. Now, we finished up all the stuff for the roll cage, and as you can see, the gussets right here also have little lightning bolts on them. We're going to be pinning the inside. I'm probably going to do this in metallic gold to offset our wrap. We can see the seam sealer here, but there's the front of the car. It's looking good. That's our hood. Everything fits correctly underneath there. Once I get the motor mounted completely, I'll show you guys that a little bit more here in the second video. But everything else is looking really good. So I'm also going to show you a few other things we're going to be installing. We're going to wait for the suspension for next video because we're waiting for the coilovers to come in the mail. Once they do, next video will all be about slamming it to the ground, getting it ready for SEMA. We got our amazing lightning bolt e-brake shifter, which is awesome. I love this thing. I don't know if we're actually going to paint this or leave it the anodized look, but it looks very, very cool. And this is our Collins adapter plate for the transmission. Now, I'm going to show you why all this is going to make sense here in a minute, because we have the 2JZ in there, but we also have this manual transmission out of a Nissan 370Z. Now, if we do it correctly, from the bell housing all the way here to the middle is 40 inches, which is like right there at the end. Once I put the seat down, I'll have a little video clip showing you where I'm sitting at. It's too far away. It's too far behind me. I'll be literally shifting behind myself when I'm working that. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get a short shifter that's gonna go from here, bring the shifter in 6 inches to where it's sitting right up above here. And hopefully that will make it where I can go ahead and actually line this up, because if you watch the other video, I probably input in this one, I'm pushing the motor forward about 1 inch or 2 just to bring it open. So right there where that shifter hole opening is where the actual shifter is going to come through. So I'll have enough space for that, my 2 racing seats, and with my e-brake, which is awesome. Plus, we are going to be using the original OEM Tesla dash with the screen. The screen hopefully will give us the data we need for RPMs, everything else, which should look pretty cool. So this is where we're at the moment. I got the motor hanging here. I took the cross member out of the Lexus IS 300, and we're actually going to weld it to the cross member of the actual Tesla. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to line this up and see how far it is from the firewall, how everything fits, make sure we have enough clearance for the actual hood. So once I have all these measurements, I can go ahead and tack the actual cross member down, pull it out, weld it all up, make sure it's all gusseted, strong to go, and then we'll go ahead, add the transmission, and we'll build the tunnel. Everything looks kind of balanced. If you go up inside here, you can see we have about 1 inch or so, 1.5 inches on this side, 1.5 inches from the motor mount on that side. We got plenty of space between the hood and the actual top, so we can put the intake and the turbo, so we shouldn't have any issues. But everything is looking good. All I have to do now is once we bolt this in, I have to figure out the spacing for the actual adapter plate along with the transmission. The transmission's about 40 inches, so if I do my math right, that should literally put us right here where this actual shifter plate is. So once I measure this up, hopefully I cut this one time and it'll look good. And then we're gonna actually put some tubular bars from the back all the way up to the front and put sheet metal around it. Kind of looks cool, so this way I can bolt on my really cool lightning bolt shifter, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit, and some other stuff to go along with our awesome lightning bolts that are here on the actual roll cage. But it's definitely moving forward. Like I said, we got literally 1.5 weeks before SEMA, so we got to get crunch time. So it'll be 16-hour days. So I can't believe I got all this stuff done inside my garage at my house. Now, it's extremely rewarding, the fact that I'm able to do this stuff. It kind of reminds me when I was back in high school and I was just working on my cars. But I know a lot of people are always saying, oh, you can't do stuff like this. You need lifts, you need, all this fabricating tools, you need all this stuff. And like I said, if you can look around me, it's not a very sophisticated buildup. The most, I guess, cool thing I got is my big Harbor Freight toolbox. Besides that, we're talking basic hand tools. I didn't bring my English wheel, my bandsaw, none of that stuff. I've been literally using a die grinder, a cutting wheel, and some other tools just to make it happen. But that was, like I said, the purpose of this build is to show people that if you have the determination and just want to learn and see how, if you can do it, I think this is a great way to get started in the automotive industry. So if you're looking at maybe buying a few cars or a project, definitely check out Copart Select. They're the partner of this build, and I can't thank them enough, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to come up with something crazy like this. And the fact that this is their very first SEMA is huge, because, you've seen all over YouTube, oh, I built a car from, Copart and blah, blah, blah. And out of all the YouTubers, I was the one they picked to actually build something crazy like this, which I truly feel blessed. And I'm sure they're gonna be blown away once they see the finished product, and hopefully you guys as well. But if you go down there to Copart, you don't have to buy wrecked cars or salvage cars. They're much more. They're offering clean title cars that you can literally hop in and drive away. Repos, some forfeitures, some other great cars that you can get into. So whether you're looking for something like crazy like this or a daily driver, you can go to Copart Select and purchase some of these things. And the cool thing is with some of the cars, you don't have to have a dealer's license. Copart Select in certain states is open to pretty much everybody. So definitely check them out. Now, before I get into the actual video of me dropping into 2JZ and everything else, I want to get your feedback, because, I love doing builds like this and I love showing off crazy stuff like this, but unfortunately the videos are not getting the views. I do a video talking about just something random about how car price has gone up 10%, and I'll get 200, 300,000 views. Where I'm doing something absolutely insane by cutting a Tesla in half and making it a drift roadster, and it gets maybe 5,000 views. So I need your guys' help. Please share this with friends, family, other people that are automotive enthusiasts. You know, I really don't ask of much. I don't sell anything on my channel. You know, all this stuff I'm doing just because I enjoy it and I love it. I love teaching people about buying cars, about running your dealerships, your rental car companies, opening up a shop. I want to teach you guys about fabrication because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to take you inside. Like I said, this is my house and this is what I'm building right now. So it's not only a car for SEMA, because I still got my 6x6, but I have this, which is going to be my studio. It's basically a 45 by 45 room where I'll be able to do all types of customized videos, whether I'm showing you guys how to build cars, how to weld, how to fabricate, and do a lot more, but I can't do that unless you guys help this video, show some support, because like I said, I don't sell anything. I don't believe in selling a $70 hoodie. You know, I think that's kind of wrong, but I know people and YouTubers do that so they can make money, so they can do cool build content. All I'm asking for is basically just to like this video and share it and subscribe, because all these things matter, because I think I've talked about it in my other videos. Even with 500,000 subscribers and me spending, $30,000, $40,000 building stuff like this, I make $3,500 a month off of my YouTube AdSense, which is absolutely hilarious. And so everybody thinks that I'm like rich and I'm balling out of control. No, this is why I actually practice what I preach. I have a bunch of cars here that we're fixing up that we're gonna take to auction and sell. So I actually buy cars and make money off the cars. I really don't make a whole lot of money off of YouTube. Now, the good thing is I make a lot of really great connections, and believe it or not, the connections I believe are worth more than money. Eventually, I'm gonna meet one of you guys that's either a business owner, an entrepreneur, or somebody that's looking at maybe getting started in fabricating or building. We wind up meeting, becoming friends, and maybe doing business together, and that's more of the long-term play. I ended up meeting one of my other business partners, Alex, from my channel. I got a few other people that I've met. I made some really great connections, especially, like I said, another one here is Copart. So I'm truly blessed to be in this space, but at the same time, I do need to do something to help out the channel and make a little bit of money, because my goal is I'd like to do one of these every single month. And I can only do it with your guys' support. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show the rest of the videos and some of the other stuff. But if not, I wanna thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, share this video. Definitely check out Copart Select. And I wanna thank you guys so much again for watching my channel and taking time out of your busy day to enjoy some random content of me chopping a Tesla in half, and we'll see you next video.